So we're here at ARDEC, which is the Agricultural Research, Development, and Education Center, which is part of CSU's Agricultural Experiment Station network. So they have sites all around the state where researchers do experiments to kind of advance our knowledge about agricultural systems. And so we're here at ARDEC today to do some harvesting and weeding and trellising of the veggies that we're growing out here for the Growing Food Security Project, which is an effort that was started by CSU grad students to provide fresh produce to the Rams Against Hunger food pantry. So by leveraging this unused space, we're able to produce a lot of food that ultimately goes directly to students. So a lot of the work that volunteers do, well, it varies across the season. So we start out with planting. So getting all those little seedlings into the ground takes a lot of time. So that's kind of our first big task of the year, is to get everything in the ground. And then after that, we really turn our focus to weeding, because we really need to keep that weed pressure down in order to give the plants their best shot at growing and being the most productive that they can be. And usually that weeding is kind of the focus until those plants get big enough to start shading out and out-competing some of that weed pressure. And our focus is turning to harvest. So today we spent most of our time harvesting. We got a whole bunch of hot peppers, bell peppers, zucchini, and beets. And as we're going through, we're picking the very best, the most ready to make room for everything else that's coming after. So this project was started by students who maybe had some exposure to agriculture, but really no formal training in farming. So everyone was kind of starting from scratch when this project got off the ground. And it's grown so much in terms of the number of people involved and the amount of food that we're growing and the amount of land that we have access to. So we're constantly learning as we're going, which I think is part of the one of the really cool aspects of the program, is that it's really a learning opportunity for all of the volunteers who come out. I love the structure that they have set up. There's no commitment at all. So it's just whenever you're available, you can come on out and, be part of the crew that day. As a student at CSU and as a volunteer here, it's a really incredible opportunity to get to know new people and spend time with people from, all across campus. I think it's just really fun to spend a couple hours on the farm chatting with new people, meeting new people.
Rams Against Hunger is a program through CSU. We're an offshoot of the food bank. So we have a food pantry on campus that helps battle the food insecurities that students face. Our stats for CSU for students who experience food insecurity is about 29%. So about 1/3 of our student population experiences food insecurity, which is a lot more than you think it would be. So as Rams Against Hunger, we serve about 400 people a week. So we're trying to combat that 29% and just make it a little bit lower so students don't have to deal with school as well as when the next meal is going to come. As a food pantry, we get donations from all the stores in town, Whole Foods, Walmart, Target, any of those, as well as about 11,000 pounds of produce from our ARDEC campus, which helps us get those fresh veggies because we don't want day-old or couple-day-old veggies from those grocery stores. We want as farm fresh as we possibly get, and we want to make sure that if people can't afford farm fresh veggies, that they're still having the opportunity to consume them. ARDEC is something that's not very well known, but we're trying to get the name out there, especially with Rams Against Hunger being attached to it. So I work here, I'm on a work study, but we do have volunteers that come and help harvest those vegetables for us, because honestly we couldn't do it without those volunteers. But ultimately, the veggies we get are absolutely incredible, and they might not be picture perfect veggies, but they taste just as good, and I honestly think they taste a little bit more because they are fresh, and we do know exactly where they're coming from and when they're being planted.